This is the 143rd meeting of the Pine Street Resistance. Although I'm reticent to notice that, are we on Pine Street or Elm Street? All this fascism that's going on around us has made me confused as to what street we are members of.
Well, there has been the gerrymandering. So
Martha, take it away.
this has been happening, of course, all across town. I no longer know what street I'm on, what street other people are on, what post office I should be using. It's very confusing. I don't know who Jerry or last name Mander. I don't know. I don't know. Have you seen? And it's just suddenly there's lines being drawn everywhere that make no sense to me.
I thought it was me. I thought it was me. Sally,
Nope.
please.
I couldn't even cross a street on Jefferson. No, I couldn't. There's a big red line there that's saying you cross that street, you're in another party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is this what our world's coming to? I mean, we don't even know where we live anymore.
No.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. You can't cross the street anymore. So why don't we just call ourselves the Resistance, and then they can move things all around they want?
Mm-hmm.
Feels kind of generic. I worry that, I think those people in World War II France kind of trademarked
yeah.
that.
They did. They took that.
Yeah.
Not to mention, General Leia. She's from Star Wars. She was also the
There you go.
Resistance. So
There you go.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
bigger.
Oh, my. They really, they took those. All right.
So I always feel if we can put a pin in it, it gives us that much more vitality.
Absolutely. No, you're right. You're right. Pastry resistance, but I've decided against pastry now, just to let you guys know.
You think
I have moved on to chocolate.
Oh,
as a food group or?
Yes, today I'm bringing in chocolate covered almonds and raisins.
Oh.
In a dark chocolate delicious with a slight little bit of, there you go, cocoa nibs. There you are. I know I owe you guys peanut butter cups, but for today, this is what we're doing. What do you think?
you say there's raisins in here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I can tell the raisins from, well, are they the smaller ones or the medium-sized ones? I mean, I have an issue with raisins.
Raisins. I know they can be a little off-putting. It's true. It's true. I added them for a little sweetener with that dark chocolate, but you have a good point.
Bless you.
Yeah.
I've had this issue so many times in my life where I went to pick up something that I thought was perhaps a chocolate chip scone or even a chocolate chip cookie, and it turns out to be a raisin.
Oh, the disappointment, right?
Oh,
the pain.
Betrayal is what it feels like.
Betrayal. Oh, so well put. It's a betrayal.
Do you have the same problem with prunes, Martha? Is this a personal thing about shrunken fruits?
Well, I may have mentioned that all fruits I have issues with, but definitely when they go to the point of making them all wrinkly, I don't understand that.
I forgot your fruit fetish. I forgot. Anti-fetish, rather.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like a fetish to me.
Yes.
It's an anti-fetish. It's an anti-fetish, which is good because it's sort of like an anti-fascist, but it's an anti-fetish. That's good. All right. Never again. Fruit shall never touch thy lips. No problem at all.
I feel like such a problem. I'm
No.
sorry I'm so finicky.
No, I think it's great. Having a strong opinion, isn't that what anti-fascism is all about? It's the wimps that are causing us to have fascism. Let's take a stand. Anti-fruit.
Well,
I just have one more question for Martha. Are you worried about scurvy?
Am I worried about scurvy? It's been a while since that has been. I will be honest. I don't think I will have a scurvy because there are ways to avoid scurvy that don't require, especially eating wrinkled fruits. There's vitamin C tablets, which cannot be mistaken for fruit in any way, shape, or form.
About a red
Don't take
pepper.
any
You know,
cruises.
Mm.
I'm sorry,
don't take any
Sally. go
cru-
ahead.
What? Don't take any
No.
Don't
cruises?
take
Is that
any
what you said?
cruises. Yeah, it
Well-
seems like all the cases of scurvy I've ever heard about it happen on ocean-wide voyages.
Yeah, good point. Good point. But a red pepper will give you more vitamin C than an orange.
Mm.
Can you eat a red pepper?
Honestly, it affects my, it kind of affects my general GI tract. I'm sorry about that as well. I'm sorry, but I know that there's actually vitamin C in baked potato, which I think no one would ever be offended by a baked potato.
Wow. Okay, so
So
what
do you
was
have
lunch?
go
What?
ahead. Sorry, Sally. I'm
No,
jumping all over the place.
I,
I'm hogging the time. Go right ahead, John.
Please,
I mean,
no, Sally.
Gary.
The time is yours to hog.
Carrie, Carrie and Sally, I feel I have derailed this just again with my finickiness. I think we need to get down to brass tacks,
Yeah.
which are neither animal,
Yeah,
vegetable,
what street are we on? Right. The brass tacks of what street are we on?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Uh, do we feel we need to abide by these new districting rules? Should we try crossing over? Should we try to bring in someone else, some other areas? I can't be the judge of that.
Well, I just have to admit I'm a little peeved about the people a block over who have taken duct tape and created a little zone in front of their house
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
with the sign saying "Do not cross into our zone."
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I saw on Marshall Street, and don't get me started on Main Street. Oh my God. It's like competing duct tapes. You know, you got the red duct tape, blue duct tape, green duct tape. They're huge competing duct. I think we should have our own duct tape. Maybe a gray.
I think, well, now that you bring this up, I obviously this is something that needs to be addressed in the newsletter. I think the difficulty I'm having is it duct tape, as in
Oh,
some kind of piping? Is it duck as in, oh, it's a waterproof sealant? This has troubled me for quite a while.
you are
So
right. It is duct. Duct.
Duct.
Duct, like deduct. It is not duck, like quack.
Mm, mm. So
Sally, we are so lucky to have you.
thank you for settling that.
It's important to know because the original use, of course, was to wrap ducts.
Hmm. Which
Ergo, duct
The quack
tape.
duck. They
What?
would wrap waterfowl in tape.
No, ducts. Duct, piping duct, duct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ergo, duct tape.
Yeah. I'm not much of an HVAC person myself.
Oh, you got to get under there. It's fabulous under there.
No, I'm afraid when I went to high school, they did not allow us to take any HVAC courses. We had to learn sewing
Oh God.
and housekeeping, which
Oh God.
thankfully I've never had to use in my life since then.
Oh, that's great. God, isn't that a waste? Yeah, sewing. That went the way of the dodo. Might as well call it 1890 if you're going to teach sewing.
What? That's why they have tailors.
Right.
Hmm.
Or sweatshops in other countries.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you think, that having sweatshops in our country would improve the standard of living?
I don't see anybody here would be willing to work there.
That's the problem. I hate to say this about my fellow Americans, but they don't like to sweat.
No.
I've noticed.
Mhm.
It's just
No.
and air conditioning, that kind of thing. I mean, they really jumped on that bag and rather quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
can't get.
Yeah, I know today it was pretty toasty in my neck of the woods. And you know, there was some sweat taking place and people were not happy about it.
Wow. Gary, I'll ask you this. What do you think we should do about the name and the streets and all the rest of it?
Ooh, boy, that's a bailiwick,
It's a
Sally,
bailiwick.
the bailiwick. And I think maybe we should just hit the streets ourselves and start walking around and just get a feel. I think, maybe getting a sense of the vibes would help. We would know what street would be the best street to, to have our resistance take place on.
Well,
Right.
would we be meeting resistance if we were to cross one of these duct tape boundaries? Duct tape boundaries. Um, are we looking at perhaps endangering ourselves in some way? Well, is there a chance that we may be meeting resistance of the violent kind?
For starters, I almost, I hate to be taking a U-turn here,
Mhm.
but maybe we need to come up with a better word than duct tape because, we're all tripping over it. We're all, maybe we need to, come up with a clean terminology because I think that's part of the problem with fascism is they want you tripping over these words.
And I feel that personally that duct tape has transcended the original meaning, that people use it for things that are obviously not duct work, are they? So
That's it.
someone should look into that. I'm not sure who, if there's
I use it all the time and never for ducts. There you go. There you go. False advertising. We don't want to get into that.
I just want to just put forth a motion that maybe we should put a little survey in this week's newsletter, this
Love
month's newsletter
I-
Love
about
it.
Mhm.
what can we call the duct tape?
Right, right. If we can figure out where we would be taking the newsletters to with all of the duct tape. I, it- I think I've mentioned that I've been thinking perhaps we should be modernizing our approach. Um, the printed newsletter, besides having seen it perhaps in places that we didn't want to see it after it's been handed out, and bird cages and
Public restroom at the park.
yeah, that one. But I'm thinking perhaps to get around or to get over, so to speak, these new districts. Perhaps we should be thinking more modern. Perhaps drones, sending the newsletter out by drone.
Oh, and dropping it on unsuspecting civilians.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I I don't know if there's an
Genius.
ordinance. There may be an ordinance, but I don't know
Well,
isn't there at some point in the sky where it is no longer a boundary to any particular, I don't know what they call it. I'm not as
Public airspace. Public
public
airspace.
space, is that that's
That's
a
it.
direct
That's
name.
right.
does
Public.
does every public have public airspace? Does it
I think.
exist as universal?
I think once it's up there, it's up there. You don't have to worry about it. You don't even have to worry about where the duct tape is.
Hmm.
Like theoretically, if I got like a giant ladder, I could just climb and climb and climb and just be up there and it's free, it's mine.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Do you know how high that go? I mean, is there a specific height?
There is 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
That's the public airspace.
Yep.
That's a lot
But
of
what
ladder.
if you're in a city that has buildings that tall and as opposed to a little farming community of which I'm always more leaning towards, wouldn't you think that the public airspace would be a little lower in that rural
You would think
you're-
so, but they don't move it. No, they don't move it. And anybody who's in a building that's 1,000 feet tall can just open their window and live it up.
Really?
Oh yeah, they can throw chocolates. They can throw anything they want out the window.
Well, if it's free public airspace, do those people even need to pay rent? because it's,
Good point.
because we might look into that perhaps as a permanent headquarters where we wouldn't cost us any more money to have our offices.
Martha,
love
you and
that.
I are on the same boat here. Yeah, let's go find a 1,000-foot building and rent the top floor.
I love it. Love it. Good. At last, we found some loophole in the capitalist system. Good.
How, again, not knowing much about engineering or architecture or airspace, how tall of a building would it have to be 1,000 feet tall?
100 stores, 100 story. 100,
100 stories.
That's all?
100 times 10 is 1,000. They're almost always 10 feet tall.
Yeah, right.
Sally, you amaze me with your knowledge of architecture and locals engineering.
Airspace.
law. Mhm.
You're more than just a pastry chef.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think we should look into this because I love the idea of free rent in some fabulous place. But wait a second. This is too small a town, I think. I don't think we have one. I think we'd have to build a 100-story building.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Sally. Let's get the plans drawn up now because our fundraiser. I was going to surprise you guys with this, but it seems like the opportune time. We are up to $7.33 in pennies.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. In pennies, right? People
Yeah.
donated their old pennies they didn't want.
Our penny
Well,
program.
I picked up a lot off the street, and whenever there's those leave a penny, take a penny, I've been kind of emptying those because nobody misses them.
Mhm.
No, nobody wants to do that. Yeah, this is great. $7.32. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yes.
I love that. This is
Yeah,
excellent.
I never thought of that. It says leave a penny, take a penny. There's no reason why we couldn't go all around town and just take the pennies because you have that
Take
option.
pennies.
Wow, what a fundraiser.
That's been a missed
Yeah.
opportunity.
So how much do you think it would cost to build a 100-story building?
Yeah. Well, if each floor was 1,000 square feet, which would be very small, so I would say 10,000 square feet, and at the current going rate of about $500 a square foot, then we're looking at 10,000 times 500, so that'd be $5 million a floor times 100, so that's $500 million.
Well, and then try this out. What if we
Doable.
left? What if we left all? It's very doable, but I would even go a step further. What if we had the first 99 floors unfurnished? Just open studs and everything. Maybe no heat, anything. So we don't really care about who's living in the building, right? And it's our building.
Right.
We just care about the 100th floor, which we wouldn't pay any rent for.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, that could chip it down.
Yeah.
I think when you're looking at that, you're looking at, more like 1,000 of floors. So, maybe we're looking at $1 million instead of 5.
Oh,
There you go.
shoot. Already you brought the price down.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. Free rent, great building.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Are we thinking brick? I guess, right? Concrete. I'm unsure of
Steel girders.
steel. Oh, steel.
I think we need some steel girders. But I have a question. What street do we build it on?
Oh no. Oh no.
It all comes back to this, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, there's no open lots at this point on what we know as Pine Street. There's no open lots.
Let me talk to, my kids, but I'd be willing to, sacrifice. We got a little space in the backyard. I'm sure if, they'd let me, trash their swing set, because, for the sake of fighting fascism.
Oh, those are very enlightened children you have. How old are they?
25 and 33.
Okay, very enlightened.
And I bet they're not using the swing set much right now.
At this point.
My son still likes to, whenever when his phone rings, he's one of those kids, he runs right to the swing set to be on his phone and snarls at you, if you come out and try to talk to him.
Yeah, yeah. So
You know,
maybe we put this, what?
he's got those privacy issues.
Sure, sure. We'll put the swing set on the penthouse above on the roof of the building.
Great idea. Oh God, Sally, you are rolling today.
Bigger.
It could just be on the first floor since nothing else is going on. Maybe that would, it'd be indoors and he could run out there no matter what the weather.
That's great. Love that, Martha. Wow.
Yeah, I've never met your children or know their name is Gary, but I don't want to get on their bad side.
No, you wouldn't want to get on their bad
No,
side.
you wouldn't be on the bad side, and they would prefer not that nobody know their names. So I can respect that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Respect their privacy for sure. That's part of anti-fascism.
Mhm. Actually, I realized I just learned, I did a crossword puzzle today, and I just learned that people who put their children's pictures up on Facebook and the social media, it's called sharenting, like parenting, but with a SH. They're
Yeah.
sharing.
Yep.
It's odd phenomenon. As you said.
Gosh, you're putting the fear of God in me, Martha, because now I'm thinking, my missus, she loves to post the kids' photos all over the social media, except for Meta. She's not a big Meta fan. And could that open us up to a possible lawsuit from our children?
That's the way I understand it. If they haven't given their consent, particularly since your children are obviously of age, there could be an issue there, which could derail any efforts we might make towards building a something 1,000 feet above the earth.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Oh, do you think we could make space in the building for the dog?
Oh.
Yeah. Even the second floor, I think it'd be cool. Because he's good at getting upstairs. He's pretty skilled at that.
You park on the second floor. I love it.
Cool.
My feeling is that you are giving us your backyard. I give you carte blanche to do whatever you need to do to make that
Gee,
amenable to your
thank
family.
you.
Mhm.
It's times like these that make me realize that we can fight fascism. We can work together and build a 100-floor building in my backyard.
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
only everyone were as cooperative as we are with each other.
Yes. And I think that there's enough little stores that can take a penny, give a penny, that we could keep working and get close to that $1 million.
We might have half a floor built by this time in next year.
Oh my God, yes.
Ooh, I love having a goal.
Yeah. Attainable, an attainable goal, a reachable, small, incremental, attainable goal.
Being realistic. We're no pie in the sky here. We're being realistic.
So,
Absolutely.
I think because they are, I'm sorry, I was just thinking because they are actually phasing out pennies, do you think that give a penny, take a penny is going to be around much longer?
It'll probably be more take.
What's that, Gary?
It'll probably be more take a penny.
Yeah.
They'll give it a leave a penny. I did see, and I hate to, rain on our parade, but I did see a shop the other day that said, "We no longer take pennies" on their door.
Oh, it's
I wrote them off as fascists.
Yeah. No, it's true. Besides, they'd probably be past one of the duct tape lines, right? That's where you went. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I wasn't looking where I was going.
Right. Oh, that can happen.
Yeah.
And there's
Martha, should we get the newsletter report before we wrap up here?
Yes. let's see. Let's see. Oh gosh. It's been again, most of my concentration been on the word search. And it's almost finished. I'm
Great.
this time I'm including all obsolete forms of currency.
Fabulous. Fabulous. I love that. Like inspired by the penny, you go on to the, whatever it is, the crowns or whatever the other
Right,
currency is.
the
There's
dodo.
definitely- well, the euro has definitely made a lot more types of currency available for
Yes.
people. Thank goodness.
That is going to be so fun. And Mrs. Johansson, the geography and teacher, she is going to love that at Peps High. Yeah.
Of course, my favorite is the doubloon, as you know.
Oh, what a great doubloon. And you have the D and the O and the N to all work on your cross. Oh, love it.
Which kind of brings us
Duos, right?
was I
Duos.
Duos.
Got choices. Yeah. Got
which
choices.
kind of brings us back around to scurvy.
Ah, yes. Those
That's-
poor pirates, they really had it hard.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm.
Well, I see by the clock on the wall
Oh,
that it's
no.
time to call another end to the whatever street resistance.
Whatever street resistance.
We could just call it the
Um,
Duct Street Resistance.
Ah,
The duct tape revolution
Right.
mm,
exists.
Find another name for duct tape.
right.
Yeah, so
Right.
we settle on another name.
Yeah, yeah,
Can I
yeah.
have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I second that motion.
All right, this hereby declares the end of this month's meeting.
Mhm.
Please keep your eyes open for the new newsletter with the finished word search. It'll be the
Finished.
talk of the town.
Mhm.
Yes. Fabulous. Doubloons.
Balloon.
Balloons.
Mhm.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Thank you, Vintage.